Howdy folks, in this episode we're gonna do a quick bottom end cleanup. I'm gonna show you how I clean this filth and gunk out of the chainsaw parts. It's fairly straightforward. I just use some old gas mix, 2-stroke mix. You see that nice swampy color there. It's supposed to be blue, but for this it will do just fine. And a simple brush, and that's it basically. We're just gonna dump it in there, give it a nice wash. A word to the wise, this can be dangerous. You are using gas to clean parts, so make sure you're not spilling it everywhere. You're not doing anything that involves heat, sparks, open flames. Just use some common sense while doing this. But gasoline will dissolve all the gunk better than most anything, and it will not hurt the parts whatsoever, so it's a good choice if you want to clean it nicely and if you're not too worried about the smell. These old chainsaws are really fascinating, by the way. I like working on old equipment, especially on the pro level stuff, because it's just built different. It's made so you can take it apart easily, service it easily. And this chainsaw is about 40 to 45 years old now. I'm guessing more around 40 or something below that. It is missing its service or its plate. With the serial number, so unfortunately I can't really say for sure. But this is a Husqvarna 266 SG, so the model with the heated handles. And you can see just how much junk this chainsaw has in the bottom end. So all of that sawdust that's gotten in through the intake into the cylinder and deposited in the bottom end. I like to give it a nice cleanup before I start doing anything else, so we have a nice base to work with, and also to catch any other defects we might have missed because of the dirt. There's some lovely gunk here in the oil tank as well. I'm no expert when it comes to chainsaws, by the way. I just do this for fun. I got this chainsaw basically for free. It was like the equivalent of 15 bucks. It was not running at the time. I did a compression test and it was around 50 psi, so no wonder there. The piston, we'll see that later in another episode. It's all scored up, as well as the cylinder. I'm hoping I can clean up the cylinder and use it. Just buy a new piston and rings, but we'll see how it goes. I'll try to use muriatic acid to clean up the cylinder as best I can. If not, then I'll look into an aftermarket cylinder also, but I just want to get a working saw that I can use, fix something in the process that would otherwise most likely have gone to the dump. Okay, that looks fairly good. Still have some junk down here. See if we can get that out maybe. Look at all the beautiful sawdust in there. No, camera, we haven't lighting it. Yeah, lovely. See if there's anything left here. That looks enough. So I'll just set it aside. So we have more room. It's already much better. I'm guessing most people wouldn't bother with this part, but if I'm rebuilding a saw, putting all that work, time, and a bit of money into it, at least I can make sure that it's clean and I have something that's as close to the original as I can, and that will give me some good use. That looks much better already. Yeah, we have pieces of the gasket still clinging on. Have to clean that up better later, but take off everything that's falling off. Break away this dirt. Make this all nice and shiny again. Need something small to get into this, maybe a piece of wire. Maybe okay. To get into these grooves and holes. Clean everything out. To all the tight spots. Okay, that's it. Now I'm gonna blow it out with compressed air and see where we're at. Okay, so here we have the bottom end cleaned up. So like I said, I just blew it out with some compressed air, and then I took a clean rag and used a piece of wire to just pick out any debris that was left in the small nooks and crannies. And now we can see the bearings are not really in good shape. You can hear them, which you shouldn't really be able to when you spin. When they spin, actually, when you spin them. And now what we're gonna do next is take out those bearings and prepare for the new ones. What I'm gonna do is heat up the case and push them out with a rubber mallet. So I'm gonna try it out with the rubber one. It should work, but we'll see. And let's do it. Let's see if that will be enough. Nope. We'll heat it up a bit more. Let's try it now. There we go. Nice. So we want to make sure that all the surfaces are nice and clean. And it looks there's no scoring from taking out the bearing. Okay. Now we can do the next part. And do make sure to clean out all of the, or not to clean out, but to take off any plastic or rubber parts from these cases. So strip them down completely so you don't burn anything when you're heating them up. more, so it needs a couple of minutes to heat up. Okay, nice. There we go. Perfect. So what we did there was to heat up the case. You saw that I was moving the fan around, the heat gun around, so I'm not heating up the bearing itself so much as the case. So the case would expand from the heat and it would be easier to take out the bearing. We'll do the same when we reassemble these. So we'll basically heat up the case, cool down the new bearings, and we'll just pop them right in. And these are SKF bearings. They are 6202/C3 bearings, so you should be able to find these in basically any store that keeps them, that sells bearings for an okay price. Yeah, that's still pretty hot. Okay, nice. So the next thing will be to put in the new bearings when we let this cool down for now. And yeah, see you then.